Light-hearted.
Offbeat.
Stories
that are not necessarily the news.
All right, I've got a really interesting one for you here. 2/3 of Brits pretend to hear what someone has said to avoid embarrassment.
How many of us do that? All right, let me hear this one.
This gets better. The typical adult finds themselves in 4 awkward or embarrassing situations a month because they have misheard what someone said.
I can
For
see
a
that
month.
happening. That's possibly true.
That averages there to once a week.
Yeah.
More than
Good
once a
math.
day for me. Okay. A study of 2,000 adults found a fifth have asked for directions, which they completely got wrong, while 14% have made an error at work after not hearing what was said. However, the study commissioned by Scrivens Opticians and Hearing Care found that the average adult is only willing to ask someone to repeat themselves twice before things become too awkward.
It's true.
Twice? Thrice, right?
Yeah.
What do you
Interesting.
think? What do you think happens in Barbados? Twice or thrice?
I think people actually kind of just try to pass it under the rug or by laugh it off or whatever and say, yeah, okay.
That's true. Well, I am ashamed,
If
so
you
I
don't-
have 3.
If you don't know, it's best you ask. So now
It's
they're
true.
saying that people at least will make mistakes at work or
Yeah.
not hearing. Yeah. So
And
I
people
can see.
pretend, like as a result of this, 67% of these people, of the 2,000 people that were put in this test, they have resorted to pretending to hear what has been said because they're too embarrassed to ask again.
Did we do that? Have you been too embarrassed, especially like if it's a big set of people around, a big crowd? Have you been too embarrassed to ask
Oh
a
yeah,
question?
I did it to you this morning. You said something, I didn't hear you, and I was like, oh yeah,
What?
yeah,
You serious?
yeah. I'm still
Wow.
doing it.
Wow.
Common responses include simply nodding, making a neutral response such as and laughing under the assumption that they've been told a joke, while 24% have responded with something agreeable like, oh, I know what you mean, while 23% simply utter the words, oh, really?
I'm going to be so paranoid now that everyone that speaks to me today, and if I hear any of these things, I can go, you hear what I just said? Tell me what I just said. Yeah.
Oh, really? How offbeat would that be?
I know.
So here's the thing now. It's likely going to become a lot more common in the foreseeable future because 2/3 have struggled to be heard or hear what others are saying as a result of face coverings.
Oh, no.
Which is now our norm.
But because masks form the excuse of people not hearing though. So you can say, sorry, I didn't hear you again. You can ask
Yeah.
based on the premise of a mask being on.
Yeah, it was really interesting because actually this weekend I was out somewhere. I can't remember where I'd gone, but I remember that there was a lady in front of me who was trying to hear something that the fellow was telling her, and she couldn't understand what he was saying, so she pulled down her mask to listen better. The mask that was covering her nose and mouth, she pulled it down to hear better. Isn't that interesting?
Wait. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Because the mind is probably, I'm not cognitive in any way where it comes to these things, but the mind is probably telling her the mask is covering his face, so if I pull down mine, it's a messed up thing. Huh, it's interesting. It's funny though.
That's a funny way to look at it because I didn't consider it that way. I more thought of the fact that when I'm looking at someone who's speaking, I guess I also take in their lips and the way their lips are forming words. So
Right.
maybe it's that she wants to see his mouth moving to try to comprehend the sentences that are coming out of his mouth.
But he didn't pull down his mask.
He didn't pull down his mask,
Right.
only she did,
So-
which I found so
The
interesting.
mind was just working in different ways, probably. That's interesting. That's an interesting
Yeah.
study. Hey, we
It
can
is an
commission
interesting
that.
study.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, there you go. Those are things that are definitely
Not necessarily the news.